I'm about to embark on my longest road trip in my Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus from 2019. I'm going to be heading down to Las Vegas to watch BYU and Arizona in the 2021 season opener for both teams. Then I'm going to meet up with my wife. We're going to visit some family in Bakersfield, and then we're going to wrap up the trip with a couple days at Disneyland, and then we're going to make it back home one morning till night from California to Utah. So I'll be sure to take you along the way on what it's like to do a road trip in one of the lower range Teslas for sure. And the fact that I have a 2.5-year-old car means my range isn't as good as it was when I bought it. So I'll take you through all the different stops, what works, what doesn't work. Should be a lot of fun. So let's get going. I'm charged up to 208 miles. That's my 100% range right now on the Tesla. Now, for those of you who don't know, obviously there's battery degradation. I've had my car for over 2.5 years now, so this probably would have topped out in the mid 230s 2.5 years ago, down to 208. That's also an estimation. That's not an actual range. Now, if I'm able to make it to Beaver or not, which is 150 miles away from where I'm at, that will depend on the temperature, the wind resistance, and a bunch of other factors. So I'm hoping I can make it there without having to stop for a couple minutes in Nephi. We'll see. But 208 miles is what we're starting with here on the trip down to Las Vegas. This is such a beautiful sight to see. There are so many supercharger stalls here in Beaver, Utah. It's always a little windy, so I apologize for the wind noise, but last time I was here in the winter, I had to wait 30 minutes because there were only those 8 stalls. And now they've added all of these 250 kilowatt chargers back here alongside the car wash. It is awesome. We'll be here for about 15 to 20 minutes. So this used to be kind of a dangerous spot to charge as it could fill up, like I mentioned, but now it's easy, it's awesome. So I gotta say, the more I do it, the more I enjoy these road trips in the Tesla. Yeah, it's a little slower, but it's comfortable. It's nice to get these little breaks. So it's been great. What do you think, Mike? Your first ever Tesla road trip, how's it going?
Oh, it's amazing.
Does the extra time, is it a burden?
I don't think it really is. It's pretty quick. Yeah, it doesn't take that long at all.
Nice, love that.
It.
Do you? I guess
it's comfy in the back seat too. It's worth it.
All right, we're gonna take off to St. George.
This is the good stuff right here. Giant bag of peach rings and autopilot. Love it.
Made it to St. George. I'm outside of Costa Vida as the Tesla supercharges. And here's a pro tip for you. This supercharger stop that's a little further off the freeway is much better, much faster, and there's more spots than the place right off of I-15. So this is where I like to charge. We're gonna grab some lunch here. Get to probably 90% as we gotta make it all the way to Vegas. So yeah, this is the place to go in St. George if you're passing through. Here at kind of a weird supercharging station down by Fremont Street, but hey, it's getting the job done. So first leg of the trip has been a success.
Yeah, man. After the
Sprint Stadium. It's 1 a.m. I'm gonna be so tired, but this place is sweet. What a moment. Just left Vegas, stopping at Eddie's World. It's one of my favorite supercharger stops. I just think it's a good way to pass the time. It's so close. Enjoyed a BYU win over the weekend. Now we're heading down to Disneyland. Whew, it's over 110 degrees. It is filthy hot. But Yermo, it's just a dang good supercharger stop. I don't know. It's one of my favorite ones between Utah and California. For those of you with kids, little ones, take these guys. Eddie's World, Yermo is the best place for this. Huge bathrooms, lots of space. We just wrapped up. We're heading to Bakersfield to visit some family, but this has been a successful supercharging trip. Good morning from Bakersfield. We're about to take off for Disneyland. Can't wait to spend a little time there with the little guy and my wife. We got a good charge last night at my uncle's place, so we're at full capacity. We're gonna try and make it all the way to Disneyland, which I think we'll be able to do. That's what Tesla projects. Then we'll have a good time and figure out the next part. But so far, it's been really smooth on our way down to Disneyland. Yo ho, yo ho. Fortunately, my hotel does not have charging. So in Vegas, I was able to charge at the hotel, wake up and you're ready to go. That my hotel here in Anaheim does not. So it's 7:09 p.m. and I'm just trying to get the battery replenished so early in the morning I can head home for Utah. So that's going to be a long drive, but I think I'd rather charge now than have to wake up and charge and feel like I'm already getting off to a slow start. So these are the tough parts about road trips in a Tesla. A little more planning, got to sacrifice a little bit. You know, if this was a gas car, I could just fill up in the morning and hit the road. So this is not a problem at home because you charge all the time. But when you're leaving somewhere and heading home, this can become a problem. And it's an issue right now. So charging up, I'll probably get as close to 100% as I can. That way I can just hit the ground running in the morning for what's going to be a long day. The Beaver Supercharger, which I charged at on the way down here, it shut down the day after. So I'm going to watch that closely because that's a key stop from Vegas to Salt Lake. So I'm going to have to figure out if that's been fixed or not. I'll be paying close attention to that. It's going to be a long day, but getting off on the right foot, meaning having a full battery, is the right way to do it, even though I've got to sacrifice a little time tonight. So see you guys in the morning as we get ready to head back to Utah. 6 a.m. came dang fast, so we're ready to go. We're loading up the car as we speak, and then we've got stops in Yermo, California, Las Vegas, Nevada, St. George, Utah, Beaver, Utah, crossing my fingers on that one that it's functional, and then Nephi, Utah, and then we're home. So here we go, a super long stretch with a 10-month-old baby. We're ready to do it, ready to get home. We just made it to our favorite supercharger stop, Eddie's World in Yermo. It is 8:04. Been on the road for about 2 hours. Cruised here, so I'm gonna charge up, let this little guy walk around. Then we'll hit the road again. But man, I just love Eddie's World. It's just the best supercharger stop. It is a hot one in Vegas. We're here to charge for about 35 minutes so far. All we've had to stop is at Yermo at Eddie World. Found out it's Eddie World, not Eddie's World, but 35 minutes here. We're gonna hit the outlets, as you can see behind me. We're gonna go check out Nike and a few other places. This is another good supercharger stop here down by the North Las Vegas outlets. Just opportunity to walk around, go to the bathroom, see some things rather than sitting in your car, which it can be worse with YouTube and Netflix and Disney Plus, but we want to walk around, so. Spared you guys the St. George stop. Grabbed lunch, and then now we're here at Beaver. And this Beaver supercharger, which I hit on the way here, is back up and running. I think it was down for a day or two around Labor Day. There was a big stoppage here. It was kind of frustrating for a lot of people, but it's back up and running for me. This is easily my least favorite supercharger stop on this trip. There's not a lot here. There's a little gas station and a Dairy Queen. It's kind of boring. So, but it's essential. Hopefully over time, I-15 in the state of Utah gets more superchargers, so there's some more options, though in this part of the state there's really not any options anyways, so it is what it is. But one more stop in Nephi, and then it's going to feel good to be home. We made it home. The trip took 11 hours and 40 minutes to get from the Disneyland area to Provo, Utah. So a couple things I've learned over my most recent road trips, plural, including my Palm Springs one earlier this year, Idaho, and then this Disneyland trip. Number one, set your expectations properly. It's going to take longer, but if you go into it understanding that, I think you'll really enjoy it. Tip number two is only charge at a supercharger for as much as you need. The lower you are, the faster you charge, and as you get closer to full, it slows down dramatically, so you don't need to charge to full. Just get what you need to get to the next destination. Tip number three, especially if you're going for longer than 6-hour trips, break it up with a stop, an overnight stop, and do some homework and do some planning to find out if you can get a place that has not supercharger, but just charging in general. That way in the morning you wake up full. That was painful last night. Painful being relative, but I had to go out of my way to charge my car to have it full enough to get to my first stop today. So those are really the only three things. Other than that, autopilot is great. Cruise control is fantastic. It's really a comfortable ride. It's really smooth and easy. The directions make it really nice as well. So, you know, when I first bought this car, here's my final thought. When I first bought this car, I thought it's around town. I'm never going to road trip, especially it being a standard range plus. Now that I've done a couple road trips, I don't have a problem with it. Now, would I take it cross country? Absolutely not. But from here to Disneyland, totally doable. Here to Vegas, easy. So I'll probably be road tripping it more than I originally thought that I would. So hope this helped you guys. Hope this was informative as I went round trip from Utah to Southern California and back. So for those of you watching, I appreciate it. For those of you who have subscribed, I also appreciate it. Have a great week, great weekend. You know, whatever it is when you're watching this, I appreciate it, and take care.